let's move on to our next major cause for a business being revenue rich and profit poor, and that is high cost of goods and high expenses. So when you're working with a new client, can you tell me what the first signs are that you're looking for to see if they're dealing with cost of goods that are too high or expenses that are much too high?
Delve into costs and delve into those expenses. I wanted to see them from a percentage of sales, how much that particular cost eating up, and it's going to depend upon the business and the industry and what they're doing a little bit as to what's going to be probably the stronger light there. But then there can also be some smaller ones that are kind of more efficiency aspects or some opportunity cost aspects that are being missed that can be honed on or kind of be focused on too to try to make things better. It isn't a matter of maybe trying to find a different supplier for a specific item that might be better, or is it a matter maybe of conducting some RFPs and biddings, and that can cover everything from obviously main material costs that are needed relative to the business to workers' compensation programs. Across to other insurance aspects, insurance programs. So it really needs to be an across the board evaluation.
So when it comes to evaluating your supplier matrix or evaluating the strategy that you have in place, how often would you recommend that a business do that, irregardless of whether or not they're seeing issues with cost of goods or high expenses, or whether they're just trying to make sure that doesn't happen for them in the future?
Well, one, it's probably always good, no matter what, to have and to know a backup supply and a backup source or secondary source in case some issue did run in with a primary source.
Gotcha. So essentially just not putting all of your eggs in one basket.
Correct, especially for items that really, quite frankly, are business critical, that are absolute need from the standpoint of the business, either producing what it manufactures or does, or from the standpoint of the service that it delivers to. Having what is specific for that is definitely a must from the standpoint of having a secondary.
So when it comes to high cost of goods and high expenses, do you have a success story that you can share with us here for a client that you assisted?
This one kind of I ran into, myself. I had to work through. One of it did deal with the fact that a actual natural recurring rubber that was used in this product, one all of a sudden went in short supply. All of a sudden was just couldn't afford it. It had gone up so much. So then it was a matter of having to review, other type products. It definitely was something that had to be done pretty quickly. But fortunately, it was able to be done with the existing suppliers that were known. Actually, there were two different suppliers that the product was being purchased from. So there were two already off the bat from a relationship standpoint. So it was really just a matter of getting the other type of product and materials that they had, and being able to test those out as to what was deemed as the best from a value standpoint and use standpoint, and what met the criteria